have an older laurel oak in your yard? Is it getting the care it needs? I'm here today at Bill Frederick Park at Turkey Lake, and they have a lot of mature trees here and a lot of mature laurel oaks. I'm here with Andy Kitsley with the City of Orlando. Hi, Andy.
Hi, Celeste.
City arborist with the City of Orlando.
I am.
So tell me a little bit about laurel oaks. Are they an easy tree?
Laurel oaks are a beautiful tree, but unfortunately they're a forest adapted tree, and so when you put them out on the street, they're subject to a lot of stresses and strains that they're not normally adapted for, and that leads to problems.
And there can be some problems with it. Can you see any of the problems from the ground, or all the problems from the ground?
You can see some of the problems from the ground, sure. You can see openings at the base or decaying roots and that kind of thing, but sometimes you need to go aloft to see more of the structure and what's going on up there.
So do you think you might go up the tree today and
Sure.
show us some of the problems this tree might have?
Yeah.
And this is an older, more mature tree, correct?
It is.
Yeah, yeah. So who would you have go up into the tree? Is it important to hire a certified arborist?
Yeah, you'd like to have somebody who's trained, preferably an ISA certified arborist, and certainly somebody that knows how to climb a living tree that's only going to be pruned or inspected, should not be climbed with spikes or those climbing spurs that you see guys wearing where they stab the tree to go up.
Yeah.
That just wounds the tree in a number of places that it can't heal, and it introduces all kinds of fungal pathogens into the tree, the places that the tree just has no defense for.
And that's palms too. Well, why don't you go ahead up and you can point out some of, I see a couple of problems myself from the ground, but I bet you're going to see more once you get up there.
Sure, probably.
And you're using all the safety. That's another thing about an arborist that knows the safety measures.
Yeah, it's,
And so,
it's, certified climbing line, certified climbing harness, certified climbing grippy gloves.
It's got to be fun to go up in the tree, I would say for sure. And you're roped into a safe branch, a branch that you know doesn't have problems.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see it, but my rope is running through something called a Cambium Saver.
Yeah, I can see that. I was wondering what that was. So
And what that does is it keeps the friction of the rope from burning the bark of the branch.
So right off the bat, I'm seeing these big bulges from here between these two great big main stems. And is that a problem?
Yeah. Yeah, what we had right here was an internal branch that was cast by the tree. It died back to the circumference of the tree, and now it's forming a decay column into the center of the tree.
And I see several other areas that look like old pruning wounds and decay. And I see right above your head there's a small dead branch, but a dead branch that could certainly fall.
Right.
What else do you see up there?
Well, if you notice that the piece of my hand is on and this piece over here are about the same diameter. And that's called Codominant Stems, where each stem is the same size and they're both vying to be the top or the tallest piece of the tree. And that leads to problems at the point of attachment. Quite often what happens has happened here is that you get bark between the two pieces, and that causes a weak spot.
It pushes together.
Yeah, it pushes together. And of course the tree doesn't know it's not strong here, so the top of the tree gets longer, taller, heavier every year. And eventually this is a very common spot, a very common point of failure in laurel oaks.
The whole tree can split apart. It doesn't even have to be during a storm.
Correct.
Wow. And so we probably have one other thing we can point out. What else? Mistletoe? Is there
There's mistletoe. I don't know if you can see it behind my glove, but this little green bush is mistletoe. That's a parasite, and it will eventually get very large. Sometimes it grows into big balls. And the problem with it is it clogs the vascular system of the tree, so that once it's fully involved, it kills everything above it because it absorbs all the water and nutrients that the tree is trying to send to the branches up on top, and the mistletoe is instead intercepting that.
Andy, we're out of time. Can you come on down and,
Sure.
and rejoin me?
Sure.
And I always think it looks like so much fun to be on these ropes.
Well, yeah, coming down is definitely more fun.
Way more fun. Andy, I just want to thank you so much for sharing a little bit about laurel oaks and being with me here today.
Well, you're welcome, Celeste.
If you have an older laurel oak in your yard, make sure it's getting inspected and it gets the care that it needs.